Hi, I'm going to give you a short introduction to the feature change data capture that has had a lot of improvements in SQL Server 2012, and the best part is that now we can work with it in the integration services. First of all, change data capture is not a new feature in SQL Server 2012, it was in 2008, but I still call it a new feature because the improvement in the sys part of it are so fantastic that it gives new life to this functionality. It's very good. First of all, what I have an ERP database and I have a staging database, and I have enabled the database for change data capture. I did that by finding my template browser and then enable database for change data capture and execute this stored procedure in the ERP database. After that, I enabled a table for net and all changes and net changes, and I did that by running this code where this stored procedure, and I have to give a source schema, source name and a row name, and support net change SQL1. And that's it. That's how you set up change data capture in a database. The benefit is that now you have a new table under system tables called the table name underscore CT and the schema name. So it's DBO underscore invoice underscore CT. And if I run this, then I can see that I already have 6 records. If I go over here, sorry, I need to close that one. We have clean up a little bit. 1 second here. If I open my invoice table for edit, it takes 2 seconds. Okay, it's a little bit slow. And add a new row, 5 for example. I can't enter, ID is also generated as an identity called 333. Go back here, I click F5, and you can see that I have a new row. It's operation 2. 3 and 4 is an update operation, where 3 and 4 is the old value and then the new value. So you can see that it captures every change. Let's try to change 333 to 111. Let's go over here and look. And what you can see in seconds, oh, it's in the, here it is, 333 and 111. So you can see the change here. The old value is 333 and the new value is 111. So old is 3 and new is 4. See, the benefit is now that now I can go into my data tools, formerly known as business intelligence development tools, also known as Visual Studio. Yes, it's stupid, right? But just call it Visual Studio. It's a cool name, Visual Studio. And I call it CDC example. And what I want now is that I want to find all changes in the invoices, and I want to move them to the staging table where I also have an invoice table. I want to do that the best and easiest way at all. So what I can do is that I go over here, have my package, and then first of all I need to do an initial load. So I write CDC control task, I click, I need to tell where is my source. I have this ERP database, and I choose the control operation mark initial load start. I need to have a new variable called CDC states, and I want to store that in a table called CDC state decision. Set run. It's because I have, sorry, just change that. Here it is, so it is. And click OK. Then I also need another control flow task. Click here. Then it's a initial load ends, and the variable is still this one, and the table will still be this one. In between here, I will try to load the data, and it is very easy. I just use a data flow task. I just click here and then down here. This double click, and I use a normal OLEDB source, yes, and a OLEDB destination, for example. Right? Oh, sorry, I don't do that yet. This. So let's try again. There it is. double click, and say I want to have some data from the source, new source, new, which, and then I choose my ERP database, okay, okay, and I choose my table, invoices, okay, I drag it to here, and then I choose my, sorry, I need to choose another database, new, choose my staging, I want to have it into invoices as an example, like this. I need the mapping, like this, click OK, still get an error, into the read-only column ID, and that's because I was a stupid person. I go into staging, I design this, and what I do now is that I remove the identity, like this, I save it, don't save it, sorry for that, tools, options, where do I have designers, save it, yes, like that, go back to my, here it is, double click, mapping, click OK, that's it, I execute, and it's running. You see now the interesting part for me is actually not that I have transferred it. Now I can take the invoice table and I can move all the records to the data warehouse. Remember, we are just filling into a staging thing. What's interesting is now I want to track changes. So first thing I do is I stop debugging and I'll create a completely new package. I can rename this one as ETL. Copy. Sorry, that's one thing I copied. No. Try again. Here it is. Rename, and I can call this one for new. I double click, it's over there, and then I need to change this CDC control task from mark ETL rows to get processing range here, and then mark processed range. I go into my data flow and I remove this one, and I remove this one, and then I choose a CDC source. Yes. I click CDC enable table as invoices, I just want net changes, and I have my variable that is containing it. I have all my output columns, this, and then I choose a CDC splitter. Down here, double click, see my input columns and input output columns, and you can see I have insert output, delete output, and update output, and that's very nice because now I can have a OLEDB destination. Drag this one down here, and I can see I want to see my insert update. Click, I say it's going to a table called, sorry, we have to change to the staging, to go to the invoice insert, this and that, oops, I choose my OLEDB destination again, down here, this one I use the update, mapping, sorry, click here, choose staging, click my update. I need to remember to click my mappings, it's stupid, but I don't know why I need to do that when the names are 100% the same. Anyway, doesn't matter. I don't have my output. Click here. And then I have my delete. This. So I insert, update and delete. If I execute this one, and you can see it's just working. Let's try to go over to our table, insert one new row, 3 to 3. Let's go back and run the package, again. Eventually you will get, sometimes you need to run it 2 or 3 times, but eventually you will get an insert record. You can see here, insert one row, and this is brilliant. It's simply brilliant. I change this one to 1, 2, 3. I delete one. Let me delete, change one. I delete 2, and I insert one into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Of course, I need to wait a little bit, and the idea is that after you've inserted these 3 tables in the staging database, then you do your transformations and whatever you want to, and then you truncate the 3 tables before running again. The purpose is to have as small a staging database as possible, because then you can update your data warehouse much faster. Let's try to execute again. Let's look. 8 rows, 5 inserts, 1 update and 2 deletes. Brilliant. The only thing you need to do now is, after this one, stop debugging, it's nice when look at my cursor. Okay, now it's changed. Here to add a step to move things to the data warehouse, to the staging, and up here have a stage that is truncating the tables, or have it down here, the staging tables. It's simply brilliant.